Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. First of all, I want to say thank you for all people who are already subscribed on this channel. For today, I prepared for me one coffee and uh, for you one very true story. It's about my life story. And I will explain you who I am, from where I am, what I'm doing, what is my projects for future, and how I look to grow everything step by step. But first of all, let's start from the beginning. My name is Marius Petre. I am 28 years old. I am married. I have one child. Now I live in Netherlands. I'm here from around 5 years. Yes, 5 years exactly. I was born in Bucharest. I'm born in January '93. First part of my life, I stay in Bucharest. That it mean like till 9, 10 years old. After that, because my family had some problems, because how was in that period for people who had jobs from I don't know, I can say something like public transport, something like this, because my father had a job for a bus driver. When you had a job from them, they also give you a house in Bucharest. I don't know exactly if in all cities in Romania was the same. I was very young. But also when you lose that job, you lose also your house. And how many of you know, then in 2000 was a financial crisis. Many people lose the job in that period. And also my family was in that situation. My family in that moment, we've been 5 people, parents and 3 children. And for this situation, we had to do something to move to other place. First of all, we've been to one village like 52 kilometers from Bucharest. But yeah, in Romania, from my opinion, it's big difference. If you passed the ring of Bucharest, it's other world. And why I say that, because around 18 years before, when I've been 10 years old, uh, if you go from Bucharest, was very hard to find I don't know, internet or good transport for people. And of course we go to my grandparents, parents of my father. We standing there a few years, but after, step by step, all problems coming more, and I will explain you why. Because in a period when my father had a job like a bus driver, his salary was very high. It's mean like I don't know, 5 times bigger than minimum salary. And of course, when you lose that kind of job, after you don't have the same possibility to take other salary the same like that. But of course, that was not only a problem. We had also other problems. But of course, step by step, when one problem is coming, it's coming also the second, it's coming also the third one, and all the time it's like that. Of course, after a few years, my parents divorced. I go to live after in other village, little bit far from first place, but yeah, not so far also from Bucharest, because was like, okay, Bucharest was here, first village where I living was here, and the second was to other side, also around 50 kilometers, but the same. If you are not in Bucharest, doesn't matter where you are, close to Bucharest, if it's 10 kilometers or I don't know, in that period was hard. And why I mean then was hard? Because first school I had in Bucharest. In Bucharest, teachers was different. You had good quality for education. I don't want to say that in the villages are bad quality, but are not the same. Quality of the services is not the same. And of course, to go from Bucharest, I had also to move with the school, to change your school after a few years. It's not so comfortable, because after you have to meet other children, you have to meet other teachers, and all of that can create some panic for child. And of course, in that period, when I go from Bucharest, I've been 8-9 years, I don't know exactly, but something around there. And when I go from first village to move to the second village, I've been like also 12 years, 13 years. Very hard period for childs to move from one place to other place. And of course, we did that moving, me with my mother, and I start the third school. I've been already in the 6th year in school, something like that. But again, many big changes. And one very important was because in this school was a problem, because in the first school, actually in Bucharest, and the second school in the first village where I've been, I doesn't learn English. I start to learn French from the third years. But in the third school where I go, they start to learn English from the same period when I start to speak to learn French, and was a very big difference for me. For me, I was the first time when I start to speak English, but for other childs they had already 3 years experience. And you will see after, in the future of this video, why I mentioned this kind of problem about English language. And of course, I finished this basic school. After 8 years, I get a decision to go higher to the next step of schools, Liceu. And in this school, I like it. I had a profile for mechanic. Of course, for me, was not any problem. If I like to learn, I like to learn everywhere. A problem was the financials. The salaries for my mother was almost nothing. I don't know to explain in euro. Can be something like 250 euro in that time. And 250 euro for sure for nobody was so much in I don't know exactly which year, 2008, something like that, 2008, 2007. And step by step my problems start to came, like not enough money to go to school. Every day I have to pay around per day you have to pay 1 euro, 1.5 euro, something like that. But when you stay 6 or 7 hours in school, you need also to eat something, you need also to drink something, and sometimes you can take a food from home, but not always, because our village had 2 or 3 shops, and they doesn't provide so quality food, because people are poor, and they provide a cheap food, and that is not so good for people who living there in that period. And of course you have to buy food for school, to I don't know, to drink. Yeah, you can take water from home, that is not any problem. But step by step I've been 16 years, 16 and a half, something like that. And in a holiday from school, I go to work. I found something in construction. I go to work there. There was my first job. uh, the owner of the company, he doesn't make a contract to me. Was illegal job. Yeah, I know. Now some of you can say, oh come on, now you come to speak in front of us, and you speak about illegal job, black money or something like that. But yeah, this is my story. I don't want to say to nobody do like this. I just want to give you the truth from my life. And of course, there I stayed 3 months. How long was my holiday? My salary there was around 250 euro, 300 euro sometimes. That depends how many hours you work. But of course, it was illegal job. Of course, that was the first point. The second point, the owner of this company doesn't care about people. He doesn't provide safety shoes, clothes, nothing. You have to care by self about you. And was not so easy to buy that stuff. And some of us work with normal shoes, dangerous, but we has to do that. Step by step, the holiday finish in that year, and I go back to school. For me, it was a very hard period because I start to learn how it's to have a money in your pocket. When I go back to school, I doesn't have that money. Maybe some of you can say, yeah, but why you doesn't save that money? Believe me, then it's now I don't know if it's, but in that period it was hard to save money. If after few years you have some money in your pocket, you don't care to save. You care only to buy, I don't know, to buy some shoes, to to buy some clothes or something like that. You like to have something. It's not so thankful for one child to think then, oh, I would like to have in the future, I don't know, 1 euro more per day or something like that. And of course now time going step by step. I've been 17 years. I go back to school. Now was the 11 years in school. I go there, but for me it was not the same. I stop in end of this year. I stop my life in school. Of course, I had also other things what I doesn't like. We had many things to learn what in a real life you don't need, and that problems together with the problem with the money, I get a decision to stop my school. I go back to work. I go to the same company. Was not enough for me. I doesn't learn nothing. Then I had that job illegal, but was good in that period. Was good. I had the money, and that was very important for me in that period. After step by step, because that company um, has constructions outside, like buildings, like houses, something like that. But when it's winter time, it's very hard to do that job. And of course, I found something else. The owner of this company, he helped me to go to other company where they provide the plastic windows frames. But also there was illegal job. Also, he doesn't make any contract for me. Was not so easy, but important was that I have money. In all this time, I had the same house 50-55 kilometers from Bucharest. Job in Bucharest, a house 50 kilometers from there. And in that area, we had one very shit train. Yeah, but I preferred to use that kind of transport because it was cheap. I don't know how to say in euro, but in that period it was around 25 cents to use a train for 50 kilometers. But the point was other. For 50 kilometers, he take like 3 or 4 hours, something like that. You had enough time to sleep. That I did also long time. Also when I've been in construction, also when I've been to frame confection. If my salary was 250, 300 euro, I doesn't have possibility to use normal transport with car, because to explain you what was the difference. To do this way with a car cost 1.50 euro a ticket for bus or for something like that. But people from there doesn't use a bus. I will explain you about this. What people did there? Some people who drive with a personal car make something like sharing car, like BlaBlaCar or something like that, but without application, without anything. They just drive on the street, and people try to stop with a hand like this, and they stop, take other people, and go together. But for me, because what means to use that kind of transport? For 22 days per month, I have to pay 33, 35 euro. But was not only that, was also more bus or some trams to use in Bucharest to go till there. And actually for a month, the cost for that transport was 50 euro. Compare with train, was like 13 or 15 euro per month. And of course, I choose to use a transport with train. Not so easy. To stay 3 hours in a train is not so easy. Don't think about internet or something like that. Nothing. Zero. Also doesn't has a heating in that trains. You have to take from home a pillow to stay in that train. I know that for some of you it's very hard to trust something like this, but in that period I has this story. This happened for me, and I like to explain all of this to see from where I've been, where I am, and what I am looking for future. And of course, I had that job around 1 year. In this time, the owner of the company from Frame Confection, he opened one shop in a public place, and I go to work in that shop. He saw that I have good abilities with mathematics and everything, and I know how to counting, how to make inventory, everything. And of course, he chose me to go to work in that shop. I go to that shop 1 year and 8 months. For me, that was a very good period, because this person, it's very good person. He liked to help me with a lot of things. And after that 1 year and 8 months, I get a decision to go. I go to work in a fast food. Also, not so big companies, not so big salaries, 300, 250, something like that. You had a plus, then you eat 1 time per day there. And I stay there around 7 months. Yeah, something like that. Why all of this? Why I doesn't stay long time in one place? For me, I like to be straight all the time. I like to do everything to be close to perfect. I don't like to lose my time. I don't like to I don't know, if somebody want to try something else, I don't know, to, I cannot find the good words now, to don't try to do the good things, I prefer to go. If somebody try to lie me also, I don't like. I like to say only the truth. I like also to receive only the truth. I feel the person who start to lie with something, and that I never like it. And after this job in fast food factory, I go back to work in construction. This construction company was one of the bigger from Romania. I think it's in top 3 of the companies. In Romania, if you work in one big company, your salary is very small. You don't take so much money, minimum salary per month. And also, they doesn't like to pay money for utilize like some cars for to use to help you in construction. They like to help people like animals. Now maybe it sounds some strange, but this is the truth. And I standing there maybe more than 2 years. In this time, my best friend start to work in Netherlands. For me, this period in this big construction company, I had a good period on the beginning and not so good period after that. And I will explain you why. In the beginning, I been in one very young team. One team for people without skills. You had only to help other people. You had only to, I don't know. You've been there like nobody. But for us, for our team, we've been very lucky because our team leader was a perfect person. He teach us how to do everything. He teach us how to care about everything. And after a few months, because I get from school a license for metal confection, my team leader helped me to grow up. I go to other team. Was a little bit strange because I was young person to go in one team only with old people. That kind of people who has different style of the life. And I will explain you later why I mean that. I start there, metal confectioner, different kind of jobs, okay. After this company start to send us in other cities to work. Not so easy, because they rent for us a house, accommodation, something like that, places where it doesn't has a kitchen, it doesn't has not many things, and 2 rooms for 6 people. Yeah, 6 people. One toilet, one bathroom for 6 people. And yeah, they paid for us per day around €4 money for food. But with €4 in like 6 years old, 6 years before, was not so much money. You cannot eat so many things with €4 per day. And to come back about the point with the old team, they like to stay in a room, to drink alcohol, to stay to smoke or something like that. And that I never liked. But I has to accept, because the company cannot rent for me one special private room or something like that. In all this time, I keep a connection with my friend who been in that period in Netherlands. He called me. He asked me. Sorry, no, he doesn't ask me. It was a funny story. Also, it is. I remind then was Wednesday. He called me and said, Marius, Monday you start to work in Netherlands. For me, it was something like, wow, but how can it be possible? I doesn't send any CV. I doesn't apply for nothing. Was totally strange. Wow, come on. And to come back to the point with the school, I doesn't speak English. And that was very hard for me. But okay, let's go back. He called me, Monday you start to work in Netherlands. In that period, my girlfriend, actually my wife, I meet her with a few weeks, and I saw her 3 or 4 times. I called her to explain about what my friend told me, and she said, oh, okay, why you don't go? For me, I've been a little bit shy to say then I don't have money to go to Netherlands. But step by step, I explained it to her, then I don't have money to go to Netherlands. All my money in that time in a pocket, I had around €30, something like that. In Romania, we don't have euro. We have other money. Money from Romania, it's say lei. Lei in English, it's lions. Okay, I had 100 lei, €30 in that time. And my girlfriend told me, look, I can help you with money, but you have to come to take from me. Between me and my girlfriend, actually my wife, was around 400 kilometers. Because I meet her in that city where a company sent me to work. Now I've been back close to Bucharest, and between Bucharest and her city, 380, 420 kilometers, something like that. Ticket for transport was like 18 euros, something like this. Of course, I thinking, okay, I have €30. I will pay €18 for this ticket one way. If I go there and she cannot give me that money, what can I do? Was a very hard decision to take, but I called her back and I said, okay, I'll come to you. I come to take your money. Also here was a funny story, because she has that money to her parents. She has to take from them to give me. And of course, now you can think, come on, guy, it's a boyfriend for your daughter, but he come to take money from you. It sounds a little bit strange, but that happened for me. I go to my girlfriend, She gave me around 350 euro. Was 10 times more than what I had in my pocket. 10? Yeah, something like that. I go with my girlfriend. I bought some clothes. I bought a ticket for bus. And next day, I get my stuff. I go in that bus and I go. When I go from Romania, all my money in a pocket, I has left 60 euro. This 60 euro was for 2 weeks till I take, in theory, the first salary. And you will see later why I mean in theory. But don't forget about my loan from girlfriend, 350 euro. And of course, first in my memory was first salary when I take, I send back this money to my girlfriend. I come to Netherlands. In that bus, I meet two guys, very good people, and the surprise was then they coming to the same city for the same job. In the future, we standing together in one apartment. Of course, not only apartment. I will explain you all of this story because we have to change our house. I come to Netherlands for me because in a school period, everybody say, "Oh, you are very smart. You know everything." Blah 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 blah. But how I told you, I doesn't speak English. I come to Netherlands. We go to office because I doesn't speak English. One of that two guys spoke for me there. My coordinator looking a little bit strange to me because in my CV, my friend wrote there that I speak English, medium level, something like that. And when she saw then, oh come on, this guy is so stupid. I don't know why he's in Netherlands. I get my first job in one logistic company. They prepare their packages with candles, perfume candles, very nice products. But first problem come for me. I had accommodation like 35 kilometers from job. My accommodation was in one forest, one house, few people, 5 people I think, 3 Romanians and 2 Polish people. We standing there. We had a car from company, go till job and come back. From that forest till first village with supermarket, with everything what you need to buy, we has 6.5 kilometers. Remind about this. First supermarket, 6.5 kilometers. Okay, we start in that company. After 1 week and 3 days, 1.5 weeks, something like that, my supervisor say then we have to have a meeting together. I doesn't understood nothing what he said in that moment. Somebody translate for me. We go to office and in that day he kicked me out from company. I lost my first job in Netherlands. In Romania, I never lose the job. Always I thinking that I'm smart. Always I thinking that I know everything. Also, people around me say only good things about me. But now, voila, reality was totally different. What I get to learn in school doesn't work in a real life. Like, I don't know, history, geography, mathematics, matter language, but okay, all of us, we need these things to know, like mathematics, like geography, history, but the basic information, it's enough. Not to learn many years about that things. I never use in a real life, like what kind of temperature you have in Guatemala in the summertime, or the years for the kings from Romania, or I don't know. All of this doesn't help me. Or theorem from Pythagoras, theorem from Thales, or I don't know, religion also. I hate that. And how I told you, I lose it first job. My coordinator called me and say, Marius, this company don't need you there because you don't speak English. Of course, I doesn't understood also this, but my colleagues translate for me. This happened 5 years ago. I go back at home, and I think, what I can do now? I can lose everything and go back to Romania, or I has to fight. And I get a second decision. Till end of the week, I walk till first supermarket. And remind, 6.5 kilometers one way. I go to supermarket, I standing there because there I had Wi-Fi. It's strange for many of you to stay few hours front of supermarket to download something, or to, I don't know, to read, to listen something. It's very hard. But I had days to stay 3 hours, 4 hours, or 6 hours only in supermarket. After I go from there back at home and start to learn more and more and more. After 1 week, I go back to my agency who provide for me jobs. I had a second interview and everything working well. My coordinator, she told me, Marius, in the beginning, we did the jokes with us. I say no. But all this time, when I lose the first job till now, I stay only to learn English. 8 hours per day, 7 hours per day, or something like that. I get a second job, also in logistic company. I doesn't have the skills, I doesn't have language, nothing. Also in a logistic company. But now this company work with stuff for animals. Food, toys, all of this, houses. I started in that company in 2016, something like that. I get a contract directly with company after 1.5 years, something like that. Everything working well there. But for me, when I saw them I can speak English, I saw them it's not so hard to change your job or something. I found the personal development, and from here my story is very changed. Everything start to look different for me. And why I say that? Because I start to learn how to grow. I start to look what kind of possibilities I have to grow, to take more money, to do something else. First step was to buy a house. And in Netherlands it's very helpful if you have contract for unlimited time. Banks trust you more if you have something like that. My son was born in 2018. Now was 2019 when I bought also house. My son was already 1 year old. I go to Romania. I did a test for drive school. I get also the license for drive school. Also for me, this was very good objective. I did it. Always I like to look on my past and to see my progress, where I've been, to go to constructions company in Romania, to don't have a contract, to don't have nothing, till to work in Netherlands and to look for growing, to look to find something more. And after I bought a house, I start to look to learn something new. I go to an interview for machine operator, but remind about this. I doesn't has experience, I doesn't has license or something like that. In that meeting, a chief leader for company asked me, Marius, give me one good things why I have to choose you without experience, and I don't choose other person who have already some years experience. And I say to him like this: I don't have any experience like machine operator, I know, but if you are a good person and you know how to teach me, like that you will have your future worker in this company. I don't know nothing. What I will learn will be from you. If you want to make a good person for future, you have to give me good training. And why you have to choose me and not other person who have already experienced 3, 4, 5, I don't know how many years? It's because I never been in one company to work machine operator. If I don't have experience, I cannot compare your company with other one. I cannot feel that difference. I come from other domain. I start from logistic and now it's something different. I never can compare. I never can say this is hard job. In other companies much easier, something like that. In end of that interview, he said, okay, we will see. If we need you, we'll call you back. I go out from office. After, I don't know, a few minutes before to go in my car, a coordinator from that company call me and say, Marius, this company want to work with you. Great news, great information. I give it to them the date when I can start to work with them. From logistic company to this company, my salary grow with 15%, something like that. From €10.70 to €12 something, 12.30, 12.40 something. I don't know exactly. For me, everything working good there, better money, different people, easy job. But because I speak about personal development and financial growth, I remind then I have a license from Romania like metal confection, and I had a good skill to weld. I apply for one job like that. Somebody call me, give me a better offer than what I get like machine operator. After 6 months, I start to speak with my shift leader from a machine operator company. I explained to him that I never like to stop. I like always to grow. I don't want to make two steps in the same place. He understood that. After I had an interview in a welding company, I passed that interview. I get a job there. It's actual place where I work, where I have to go, I don't know, in around 1 hour, I have to go to my job. And I get this job. Again, I did the progress, like financial, easy job. And it's one place where you can learn, where you can make a progress, you can, how to say, you can development your skills. Company can invest in you if you have that kind of intention. 2 years ago, when I meet this kind of personal development, financial growth, and all of this, I say that, okay, I want to learn, I want to make a progress with my life. I don't like to lose my life, I don't know, to look on TV, to do some things what I really don't need for my life or for my children's lives. I like always to learn something what is helpful for me and for my family. And because I know that all of these are good for me, I like to share all this information with all of you. I start also to make investment, stock investment, and in the future we will speak also about this. But I like to take step by step all this information. First, it's how to grow, how to do something to be better for your life. The second, it's how to save what you have in this moment. You don't have to look in social media what somebody show you. Then he have a Lamborghini, he have a, I don't know, Ferrari, or one house in Aruba, one house in some luxury islands. No, we have to take step by step. How I told you my story, like that I want to make also with this channel. Everybody to learn from the bottom. Everybody to know how to grow, how to make a progress, how to save what they have, what is good to buy, what is not good to buy. And I don't want to say then I want to teach you something. No, I want only to share all information what is helpful for me, maybe for some of you will be also helpful, and how to become from worker to investitor, how to take step by step to don't lose anything. Now it's 2021 when I make this video. Maybe you will see this video this year, or I don't know, next years. We have to look where we are looking to go. We have to look for point A, point B, point C. Point A, where I've been before. Point B, where I am. I have to look for this progress. If point A it's here and point B it's in the same place like here, I don't have a progress. If point A it's here and point B it's down, I have digress. If point A it's here and point B it's here, that is helpful for me. And of course point C, where I want to be in next 5 years, in next 10 years. For me, my plan for future, it's like this: to create passive income from investment, like in next 10 years, to say, okay, I will stop my job. I want to enjoy my life. I like to use my time only for what I want. I want, like in future, after 10 years, I think, to use a time for child. If my son or my future son will say, Daddy, I want to go Wednesday to play football. Okay. I want to go Thursday to a swimming pool. Okay. I have to be there. I don't want to must stay in one place 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours. Depends by the job, to work for somebody. If you don't work for your dreams, you will work for other person dreams. Remind about this. And what is important for all of us? It's important to learn how to do. It's important to have one person who can, from where we can take some ideas. Also, I take to learn every day. All day I like to learn. When I drive a car, I listen audiobooks. When I have possibilities, I just take a phone, I put my earphones, and of course, I listen to something. It's important to know from where to learn. For me, the first two person from where I like to take information, it's Warren Buffett, the best investor all time, and John D. Rockefeller. I like to listen them ideas. I like to listen them steps. And of course, I like to have a motivation like Elon Musk, like Jeff Bezos, to do something from bottom, to start with something what can help me in my future. And not only for me, also now I will share all this information with all of you. Also, if you want to help other person, it's easy. Take this video and share for other people. If you listen till here this video and you want to help this channel also, you can press the like button. You can help with that like and that share the YouTube algorithm to send this video also for other people. Very important things it's to say to you, then how maybe some of you saw already, my English language is not perfect. No, it's not, because I start to learn 5 years ago. My experience to speak English start with my life in Netherlands. This can show you that nothing is impossible. If you want to learn something, just take a time and do it. We have to learn from children, from the young ones. I don't know, 1 year old, when they fell down, they go up again. They like to learn what is new. They like to see. They like to receive information. They have questions. Also, we have to do like that. We need to have questions, because it's most important to have questions than to have an answer. If one person come to me and put one question, who will win information, me or that person? For sure that person, because it's something new for him, what can help in real life. For me also can be helpful if he have one question and I don't have an answer, and I have to take that question and to go to learn about that. Till now, I am very thankful with this community. I have only few people, but I look for future to be much focused for this channel, to share with all of you everything what I know, to share with all of you everything what I will learn. That's why also the name for channel, it's Learn Together, Grow Together. Not only for you, also for me. If one of you have some questions, don't hesitate to put that question. If you want to help, put that question. If you want to say something, it's not a question. You have to say to me something. Write that comment. I think then how also Einstein said, one person is not dead in end of his days. He's dead in that day when he think then he don't have nothing to must learn. And from my opinion, that it's very, very true. You need to learn every day something. If you don't learn something in one day, believe me, then you lose it that day. It's not most important to work 8 hours. It's most important to learn 10 minutes something. To learn something what can help your life. To learn something what can be helpful also for people around you. For me, it's very beautiful when people ask me something and I have an answer for them. When I can help with my experience with something, doesn't matter what. And how I told you, if I don't have that information, I like to find a solution to learn. I look everywhere. I have also mentors. I work with some people who have more experience than me. I buy a course from them. I buy audiobooks from them or normal books, because I know then if somebody have something more than what I have, that person knows something more than what I know. And now we are very lucky because we have internet. We can take much quickly some information and to improve in our life. To make our life much easy is not like 300-400 years ago, when it was very hard to buy one book because the price was very expensive. Now we have phones, we have smartphones, we have laptops, tablet, 5G internet. Come on, we have speed for internet. We need only to know what we are looking for. If we like to learn or not, if we like to lose our time or not. And on the end, I want to tell you something. Every person have the same time per day, 24 hours. In 1 week, every person have 168 hours. Every person sleep 8 hours per day. That is mean 56 hours. You work 8 hours per day. It's 56 hours. Work and sleep 112. But from here, you need to know how to manage your time. What to do? Of course, time for childs, time for education. Don't lose your time for I don't know, something what cannot help you for future, like, I don't know, to stay all day in Facebook, to stay in Instagram, TikTok, funny videos on YouTube, or I don't know. Also, if you think that this video is not helpful for you, don't lose your time. Don't lose your time. Use your time for what you want to do. We have two resources, very important: money or time. If you want to have money, you need to use time to have money. If you have money, you can use the money to take a time. For more information, stay close to this channel. If you standing till here and listened all my story and you like it, press the like button, subscribe button, and stay close to this channel, because all information will come step by step for all of us, for all of you, of course, also for me. Thank you very much. Till next time, good luck.